Welcome back to Bucket Drop, another episode of Pokemon Crystal. I just took a break for dinner, and here we are, in Mount Moon. Now, I don't think there's actually anything for me to do here, because I think this only happens one day of the week, and I don't think it's today. Let's see, there's nobody in here. And there are no Clefairies over here. So I believe it's Monday nights. I could be wrong. I'm recording this on a Thursday. It's either Monday or Wednesday, I believe. There will be Clefairies. Is there anything over here? There will be Clefairies in that space. And if there will be what is, I assume, presumably supposed to be a meteorite standing in between them. It's just one of it's a smashable rock, just like any other smashable rock in the game. And if you smash it, you'll get a Moonstone. I haven't actually like gone here and gotten a Moonstone in a long time, because I generally don't use Pokemon that evolve by Moonstone. The Nidoking and Nidoqueen are good Pokemon that would evolve that way, but I just generally don't use them in Generation 2 for A, the reason that it's hard to get a Moonstone in this game, and B, I just like using different Pokemon usually. I use them more often in Generation 1, but I just generally don't use them in Generation 2. Whatever, sue me. Good Pokemon, but I don't use them. So I believe that's the case there. I might have the day wrong, and maybe it's not guaranteed, maybe it's not a smashable rock or something, but I'm pretty sure that's what happens. And now that when we went through there, we're never gonna go in there again. We're gonna make our way, fight these couple of trainers here, and get to Cerulean. Then we're gonna fly back to Pewter City, work our way down to Pallet, work our way down to Cinnabar, fight Blaine, come back, fight Blue, get the Earth Badge, and then make our way to Silver. Well, first we'd have to go to Oak and tell him, look what we did! But that's at least a few episodes away. I don't think I'll be able to get through all of that today. Maybe in the next 2 episodes, and then I'll have to figure out what I want to do, because I definitely don't think I'm strong enough to beat Red right now. I could challenge him and get my ass beat. Oh, what am I doing? I saw a level 12... I'm, like, blanking here. I saw a level 12 Pokemon, and I'm like, oh, this is obviously a wild Pokemon. But no, this guy just has uncharacteristically low-level Pokemon. He's got... What does he have? 6? No, 2. And a Pidgeot. Yeah, he's got a... Oh, his name's Hawk. The bird trainer named Hawk. Okay. Okay, it's a normal-leveled Pidgeot, and he had a baby Pidgey for some reason. Sure. What is he, Mike Tyson? Mike Tyson loves pigeons, if you didn't know. Oh, that didn't kill it. Okay. So for dinner, I had Mediterranean shrimp. What does that mean? It means I've looked up a recipe. I have my own go-to seasonings, but I've been making... Oh, it's Hank, not Hawk. Okay, never mind. I have my go-to seasonings I do for stuff. Okay. Never mind. Never mind, I appreciate the lore here. Yeah, but he didn't switch his Pokemon. That would have been really cool if he sent the Pidgey out and then actually switched it, but that didn't happen, so instead he just sounds like a moron. Ooh, there's an item up there, and I can't surf to it, so guess we're not going to get that. Unless if there's a trainer there, because I need to fly back and get surf anyway. So maybe I'll fly back, get surf, get this item, and then go to Pewter City, but first I have to go on the Mega Train again, but that'll be in a minute. I've been having shrimp a lot lately because, as I've said before, my mom sends me home with leftovers, or sometimes not leftovers, just if she buys multiple of something, or if she bought too much of something, she'll send me. And pretty often lately, she's been buying a big thing of shrimp, and she'll send me home with a pound of it. So I've been having a lot of shrimp lately, which is fine. I like shrimp, but I cook it... I've been making like a honey garlic stir-fry kind of shrimp most of the time, and I wanted to do something different, so I just like looked up shrimp recipes, and I saw one. I didn't want to cook because it's so hot. Well, I had to cook, but I didn't want to like do anything complicated, so this one was simple. It was literally just season and cook the shrimp. I didn't have to marinate. I didn't have to bread and fry them or anything like that. Just mix a lot of seasoning in a bowl, toss the shrimp in it, and then quickly pan sear them. Shrimp only need to cook for like 3 minutes. It's very easy to overcook shrimp, and for the longest time, I always overcook my shrimp. I can't go past her. And then they come out... Oh, I don't need to swim up here. Okay, never mind. Don't have to do that. Just gonna get an HP up. Okay, that's going to Steve. Or... No, you know what? I'm gonna give that to... I'm going to give that to Tyrande, because he needs it. Because his health is low. Yeah, Mediterranean shrimp. I can't even tell you everything that was in it. It was like, yeah, I'm not even gonna try. It had literally like 15 different seasonings in it, which is way more than I usually use. I do like mixing seasonings and doing like some complicated marinades and stuff, but this time I wanted something simple, and which, like, well, this was a lot of different seasonings, but it was just seasoned, so it was easy. It was definitely salt and pepper, some brown sugar, some turmeric, which I didn't have, so I replaced that with like some coriander and cinnamon. It was a lot of flavors, and it tasted really good. I was very happy with it. I just had it just with some rice, and I used the drippings from the pan to flavor the rice, because otherwise it was just plain white rice. And yeah, that was nice. That was nice. I probably won't make it again, because it was a lot of seasoning, and I often don't have all... Well, now I have the seasonings, but if I'm, like, cooking... I wouldn't cook this for my family, because we don't have nearly all of the seasonings. Whenever I made a recipe like that at the house before I lived on my own, we would buy the seasoning we need, and then it would just sit in our cabinet forever, and when I moved out, my mom sent them all with me, because she's like, I'm never going to use these. You might use them. You take them. So I did. So I have, now instead of her having a cabinet full of shit that she's probably not going to use, I have a cabinet full of shit that I'm probably not going to use. But I'm more likely to use it. I thought I had turmeric, but apparently I don't. I really thought I had it, because I've made chicken tikka before. Or no, it wasn't for chicken tikka. I made, the first time I made pork belly was like some kind of Indian episode recipe that used... It was either a ton of turmeric or a ton of garam masala, one of those things, like one of those spices that would go into like Indian food. Which, I like Indian food. I don't cook it. I've cooked tikka masala and I accidentally cooked this pork belly, but I used way too much of it. And I didn't notice it was supposed to be 3 teaspoons of whichever seasoning it was supposed to be that I just said. I think it was the turmeric, but I couldn't find my turmeric, so maybe it wasn't turmeric. And I'm going to stop saying turmeric. But anyway, I thought it was 3 teaspoons, and it was 3 tablespoons. That's a big difference. So it did not come out good. Basically, it was the first time I tried cooking pork belly. I love pork belly. And it came out terrible. It just tasted way too strongly of that seasoning. It kind of burnt because there was too much seasoning on the pork. And I didn't know how to cook it at the time. I didn't know how to braise at that point, so I don't even remember what I did. I can't remember. I either, like, cooked it in the pressure cooker, or... I either cooked it in the pressure cooker, or I just, like, cooked it on the stove and, like, steamed it or something. Whatever it was not the correct way to do it. So it didn't come out great. And I either... this was a long tangent to say, I either had that seasoning and used all of it, or that's not the seasoning I was thinking of. Whatever it was, this was a simple yet complicated recipe that I'm probably not going to make again. I'll just go back to my normal honey garlic shrimp. Super easy, just like marinate in honey, garlic, and soy sauce. That's really all you need. Throw in some ginger maybe, some salt and pepper if you need to. Let the shrimps sit in that for a bit. Fry it up with whatever way you want to cook it. Shrimp is... It's easy to overcook it, but it's easy to cook. If you're making a big batch, like I usually cook the whole pound that I go home with it at once, so... It sucks that there's no actual Viridian Forest here. Viridian Forest is a very iconic route. Oh, yeah, now I can't go down. I should have seen what was in there before. I don't think it was actually anything, but this guy's gonna have bugs. Why don't girls like bugs? Now, I saw this on Reddit the other day. There actually is another trainer somewhere in this game. I don't remember where. But it's a girl trainer, one of the lass, either a lass or a picnicker that says, I like bugs. And it's like, these two are a match made in heaven. And that's cute. And that's the end of the story. A lot of stuff has been surviving with like 1 HP lately. Does everyone secretly have a focus sash on them? No, I think there would be a notification. Not a notification. There would be a text message. It would tell me. That's what I'm trying to say. What do you have to say? No good. Yeah, Doug, it's no good. Oh, another one. forgot there was another one. I'm sorry, I'm gonna guess your name is Artie. Your bug Pokemon probably aren't tough. His name's definitely not Artie. Rob. I was close. Sure. Whatever. I don't know if Extreme Speed is gonna kill it. Maybe Dragon Breath. I think my attack is higher than my special attack. It should be. Oh. Yeah, maybe that wasn't stronger. I always forget if Extreme Speed has a power of 80 or 90. I think it's 80. Oh, and BEEDRILL has a much higher special. BEEDRILL, as I was talking about in the last episode with the physical special split, BEEDRILL is a Pokemon that benefited from it, which I think even with it still would be under my cutoff level for the stats, but BEEDRILL's special in Generation 1 is terrible. In Generation 2, its special attack is the low one that kept it's like 50 or something, I don't know. So its special attack stayed 50, but its special defense jumped up to like 80 or 90 or something, so it's got good special defense. So BEEDRILL benefited from that. I'm not sure. Butterfree probably didn't. Its special attack is definitely higher than its special defense, at least as far as I know. I don't know, whatever. There's an item over there. It's whatever. Alright, I'm never gonna get that, because I'm never... As far as I know, I don't have to use Cut ever again. This gym didn't have a leader until recently. Young man from Cal... He's often away. So, he might actually be gone... I like how his gym is Legos for some reason. Yeah, he doesn't actually show up until you have all the other badges, so you can't fight him yet. Let's heal, and then I'm gonna get some good experience here. Oh, who do I start with? There's a building in this town. It wasn't there in Generation 1, it's only here in Generation 2. And by extension, Generation 4. Where I think you're supposed to be able to do, like, link battles or something. Or at least it's set up like you're fighting trainers from around the world. But really, you just fight, like, a version of yourself that has the same team every time. It's kind of weird. But he has all 3 of the Johto starters, and they're all level 50. So it's good experience. But I don't know which one he starts with. It's probably safe to assume he starts with Meganium, because the grass Pokemon always comes first in the Pokédex. Let's see. Welcome to Trainer House, the newest and most happening place in Viridian. We're open to trainers only. Battle the best of the best down... Oh, it's all downstairs. I just feel like this wasn't fleshed out enough. You may battle a trainer once per day. Cal's your opponent. And as far as I know, it's always Cal, and his team is always the same. He came here just so he could battle me? I don't think that's true. So this could have been a really cool... So it's me. And I think it still would... Okay, it did start with Meganium. I think it still would be the Ethan sprite, even if I picked, Chris. Chris is the girl's name by default. And I don't know if I mentioned that. Ethan is the boy's name by default. That was a critical hit, alright. I think it's Ethan in the games, and then I was actually looking this up for the thumbnails, if there was an anime equivalent. There's like an anime equivalent of everyone. His anime equivalent is not named Ethan, because I'm not sure. There might have been another character in the anime named Ethan or something, but whatever. His name's not Ethan in the anime. It's, oh shit, what is it? I think it's Jimmy. I think it's Jimmy, and then it's a different name in Japanese. I think it's Kenji. It might be Kenji in Japanese. I'm not sure. Which, that's something I'll never get used to when I'm looking up, like, voice actors. I like to look up voice actors for anime I watch, and when I see that it's, oh, he also voiced this character. I thought I recognized him. Sometimes I'll see someone that voices someone in Pokemon, which I've never seen Pokemon in Japanese, and I don't plan to. I don't want to ruin the magic. Pokemon sounds exactly like I think it sounds, and that's what it's going to sound like forever. But sometimes I'll look someone up and be like, oh, they voiced this person in Pokemon. And it's so weird, like, seeing their names, because I know their English names. And they're, like, in a lot of things, they'll leave the names the same, which honestly is kind of weird. Like, everyone will be talking normal English, and then suddenly they'll break out a semi-Japanese accent to pronounce the character's still Japanese name. Like, wow, this is what we're gonna do, Kuroko. And it's just kind of like, it comes out of nowhere. And like, you know, like, yeah, pronounce the name the way it's supposed to be pronounced, but it just makes more sense when you translate everything else that they would translate the names. That being said, it's a little weird when they don't because it's so common, or it's a little weird when they do translate it just because it's so common not to. So, for Pokemon, Ash's name is Satoshi. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but it's just weird. He's Ash. He's Ash Ketchum. How can he be Satoshi? He can't. He can't. He will never be Satoshi. I think James is Kenji. Jesse and James. Jesse and James are obvious. The Team Rocket duos are named after famous gangsters. You got Jesse and James, named after Jesse James, and you got their arch nemesis Bruce and Cassidy, named after Bruce Cassidy. I don't remember Jesse's Japanese name, but I know Bruce. Well, Bruce is one, but I'm not talking about him. James is I believe Kenji. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it is. I'm not sure, obviously, because I also thought Ethan's name was Kenji, so I don't actually know. But I'm not sure if they're also a pun, like, or not even a pun, just like named after like a famous Japanese gangster or samurai or something. I'm not sure. I know I've looked that up at some point and I forgot, but I don't know. It would be interesting to know, but I don't want to know because Jesse and James will always be Jesse and James. Well, I do kind of want to know, just because I like knowing that kind of stuff. But I'm not going to look it up right now, and probably by the time that I remember to look it up, well, I probably just won't remember to look it up. So unless if I look it up immediately after finishing this video, I'll probably just do it by accident one day, be like, oh yeah, and then I won't remember that I was talking about it right now. Or it'd be funny if I do remember, because it's so common for me to not remember anything that I say. I don't know why. I think it's just because I'm doing multiple things at once. Playing the game, looking at both screens, keeping an eye on the audio levels, keeping an eye on the recording time, playing the game, recording commentary. It's a lot of stuff. See, I just said playing the game twice, and I forgot that I started with that. So it's just, there's a lot going on at once, so just sometimes stuff goes... I keep wanting to say in one ear and right out the other, but it's not that. It comes out of my mouth, out of my head. Out of sight, out of mind. Out of mouth, out of mind. Magmar, you butthead, you're... Oh! That did a surprisingly low amount of damage. Sal, you're better than this. You're 11 levels higher than it. I know you're not getting stabbed on Waterfall, but come on. Alright, now I want to check what Sal's attack and special attack are, because its attack should be higher than its special attack, but I think it's close. Right? I like these remixes of the Generation 1 music. What do we got? 96 and 83? Oh, that's pretty close. It's pretty high, too. Yeah. By the time he catches up in levels, he's probably going to surpass a lot of these. Hitmonchan should have my highest attack, at least until Sal evolves. I don't remember what Dragonair's attack stat is. It's either like, I think it's 90. It's like either 80 or 90, somewhere around there. I'm not sure, because I'm trying to think if Dragonite is, of course, absolutely not usable in the low base stat total run. I'm not even positive Dragonair is, depending on which generation I do. Because on many of the teams that I planned out, you obviously can't use the fully evolved starters, because fully evolved starters have very high stats. They're like well over 500. The middle stage, like, I have Charmeleon on probably my, I don't think it's the Generation 1 team. I think it's the remix. I think it's the Generation 3 Fire Red and Leaf Green teams would have that on it. Who am I looking for? Rosie. So they're usually still okay. I'm not positive. I think maybe later. The starters generally, even across all generations, still have very similar stats. I know Swampert has slightly higher stats than all of them. And I can't remember if there were other examples of other Pokemon, other starters fully evolved that have more stats, but I want to say they're like around 530. Or 520 to 530 is, I believe, where they are. And, like, I remember in college, one of my roommates that played Pokemon, he was talking about, like, limiting himself to Pokemon only with a base stat total of 500, and he was like, man, you lose a lot of Pokemon doing that, and you do lose a lot of really good Pokemon at that, but you could still use a lot of great Pokemon. Cutting yourself to, like, 450 max, at least for the older generations, is really, like, that really cuts out a lot of Pokemon. And really, even that's not that hard. Like, you can still use Pokemon like Sandslash as a base stat total of 450. Hi, Ash's mom. Red's been away a long time. He hasn't called, so I have no idea where he is or what he's been doing. They said with no word of proof he's doing fine. That's not true at all. Why would that be the case? With no word of proof, he could be dead. You don't know his life. I mean, he's actually the strongest trainer in the world, but... Hi, Bucket. It's good of you to come all this way to Kanto. What do you think of the trainers out here? Pretty tough, huh? Not really. Oh, you're collecting Kanto gym badges. I imagine that it's hard, but the experience is sure to help you. Come see me when you get them all. I'll have a gift for you. Keep trying hard. How's your Pokédex coming? It's gonna be exactly the same as the last one you said. 196 Tibet. I see you understand how to use Pokeballs. Nope, still don't, Oak. I've thrown literally 0 of them. And if you only count... Oh. How's your research coming? I'm still plugging away. I heard rumors that Bucket is getting quite a reputation. I'm delighted to hear that. Elm in New Barktown. Smiley face. Oh, I've never read this before. Look at the little smiley emoji. I was hoping that would heal me, but it doesn't. Alright, but that's fine, because Sparky is still... Nope, Sparky's actually fully healed. I'm gonna throw Tyrande up top. Obviously, all the Pokemon I'm about to be fighting are water Pokemon on my way to Blaine. But Sparky doesn't need the experience at the moment. He's level 51. Let's get some experience for this guy. He could probably strength his way through a lot of these. Excuse me? I would love to help you win or lose, babe. I watch anime. I know what happens when I put sunscreen on. So, you know, it's gonna slip, I'm gonna drop it, I'm gonna touch your butt or something. That's just what happens in anime. Hi, Seal. Well, actually, Seal is part ice, so I can... Oh, no, Seal is not part ice. Seal is water. Dugong is part ice. Damn it. Oh, well. Strength would have killed that. Well, I could throw out a... Honestly, Ice and Fire Punch probably would not kill that. That is how weak this dude's special attack is. And, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I did look it up. Tyrande, in fact, does not learn Mind Reader by level. He learns it as an egg move, so he will not be learning Mind Reader and Dynamic Punch. So I guess I'm just keeping his moveset as is. I don't think there's anything else I would maybe teach him. Now Dugong? Nope, still Seal. I bet that fourth one is a Dugong. That's gonna be like level 34? That sounds right. We'll see. I think in terms of TMs, everyone knows everything they're gonna know. And then I'm just basically waiting on, what am I waiting on? I'm waiting for Flareon to learn Flamethrower. There's the Dugong. Show me either level 32 or level 34. But I'm going with 34. 28 still, surprising. Okay. Flareon needs to learn Flamethrower. And Dragonair, once a Dragonite, needs to learn Wing Attack, which will then be replaced by Outrage. I don't think any of my other Pokemon will be need to learn anything else, right? Sparky already knows Thunderbolt, right? Right? Yes. So the team is mostly done. I'll only have to update my graphic one more time when, I was about to say when Dragonair evolves into Dragonite, but honestly, it probably just won't. I don't think it's going to get that high. It has mostly caught up to the rest of the team, but it's a long way to go from level 42 to level 55. Because the opponent's trainers' Pokemon are not getting much stronger. They're really stagnant around this low to mid-30s. Again, easily the biggest problem with this game is the level scaling. There's other problems. There's other problems, like how it's awesome that you can go through Kanto, but it's very bare. But the biggest thing, definitely, is the scaling. I have 16 badges. Why am I fighting Pokemon trainers at level 34? You're fighting Pokemon at level 34 near like the 5th or 6th badge in most Pokemon games. I don't know why they did that. I don't know if they were trying to make the game easier because they were like, oh man, the world was too dumb for Pokemon Red and Blue. Let's make the game easier. It does make the game easier, but also harder. Like, it's easier to beat these trainers because their Pokemon are low leveled, but it's harder to level your own Pokemon up because the training is so weak. There's not really even anywhere to like train on wild Pokemon. I guess the best place would be Mount Silver if you had Pokemon that are super effective against those ones. But really the best thing to do is to just repeatedly go through the Elite Four. Yes, that's right. You just beat the Elite Four over and over again until your Pokemon are stronger, I guess, which if I can't beat Red, that's what I'll have to do. I'll just fight the Elite Four over and over again until I'm at what I think is an adequate level. Because I really don't want to... I think I'll try fighting him once. I'll make a save state beforehand, I think. Because I'm trying to think, because I don't expect to be able to beat him at the level I'm going to be when I get to him. And I have a very limited number of items, so I want to save those for when I actually fight him. And I just don't think it's going to happen right away, so I don't want to fight him and then waste them. Oh, I forgot that note can learn Psybeam. Octillery's a cool Pokemon. It's one I've always wanted to use, but it's not actually super good. And its moveset is very diverse, but it's not actually that powerful. It learns a lot of beams. Like, as you saw, it just used Psybeam. So it learns Psybeam. It learns Signal Beam, I think. I think it learns Signal Beam. I can't... Actually, Signal Beam's not even in this game. It will learn Signal Beam in a later game. I don't think it learns Ice Beam by level, but it learns Octazooka, which isn't very powerful. So it learns a lot... It learns a wide moveset. It's just not a strong moveset. And it's a very slow Pokemon, and Remoraid is a hard Pokemon to find. You have to fish for it in, the area right before the Ice Cave, and it's rare. It's hard to find. I think it's one of the swarming Pokemon. You need to... Someone over there... It's... The swarming Pokemon have a rate to be found of like 1%. It might be higher because it's a fishing Pokemon, so it might be a little higher, but it's a low rate. And then he'll call you and say, hey, you gotta see this. This Remoraid's everywhere. And then they'll be much more common. So you gotta wait for that, which is annoying. Tentacool. Don't want to fight you, don't care. Alright, so interestingly in this game... Oh, man. There's not a lot of changes between Generation 1 and Generation 2 in terms of the overall landscape. Like, things are smaller, yes. They've scaled down some stuff. Cinnabar Island is interesting in that the entire geography is different. The volcano that it's apparently built on... Oh, actually, here's red. I mean blue. Who are you? Well, it's plain to see that you're a trainer. My name's Blue. I was once the champion, although it was only for a short time. That meddling Red and his dog. What do you want? You want to challenge me or something? I hate to say it, but I'm not in the mood for a battle right now. Take a good look around you. Volcano erupts, just like that, a whole town disappears. We can go on winning and losing in Pokemon, but if nature so much as twitches, we could lose in a second. This is way too deep for Pokemon. That's the way it is, but anyway, I'm still a trainer. If I see a strong opponent, it makes me want to battle. If you want to battle me, come to Viridian. I'll take you on. Alright, so it's not that you have to beat the other trainers, you just have to come here and talk to him. So, the volcano exploded, erupted, and Blaine's gone. Blaine's dead. There's no Blaine. Alright, actually, Blaine relocated. So, we'll start the next video by going to fight him. But, it's interesting. This is, like, the only thing that's really changed between Generations 1 and 2. Other than, like, there's some small things, like the power plant was repurposed into, like, an actual power plant and not an abandoned power plant. But this was the biggest change. Blaine's gym is gone. You don't go through the Pokemon Mansion, probably just because they didn't want to make it again, or they couldn't figure out a reason to use it again. And, yeah, we'll go take care of Blaine next time on Bucket Drop. Peace out.